Hey everyone, this is Ben and thank you for joining us today. We are going to be talking about air compressors. Now, whether you call them emergency air compressors, off-road compressors, but a lot of folks in the off-roading community carry air compressors with them because what they do is when they hit the trails, they actually air down, they call it, and let air out of their tires to make the ride a little bit more comfortable and get a little bit more grip when they're going off-road and in the trails. And then when they get done, they need to air up, so they use air compressors to air up all their tires. And when you have larger tires such as 31s, 33s, 35s, 37s, or even 40-inch tires, having a regular little air compressor like a handheld would take forever to fill up. So they came up with these right here, which are dual head air compressors, and they pump out some massive CFM, or cubic feet per minute. And majority of folks use the dual head. When I say dual head, you have two pump heads on each side, which when the piston moves back and forth, it's pumping air on each stroke. So those are what a lot of folks in the off-roading community uses. Now there are different brands, like this one right here is Inflate, and we have this one here made by Tozalaz. But there may be some of you that don't need a dual head compressor. Well, this right here is made by Gobege, and it's spelled G-O-B-E-G-E. So I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. And this right here is a single cylinder air compressor. So if you're looking for just a regular single head pump that's budget friendly and you don't need the dual head compressor, this might be an option. A single head compressor that saves you money, that you won't have to spend hundreds of dollars for the bigger ones. And if you want to carry this in your vehicle for emergency purposes, like if you go running low on air on a tire and you just need to get to a tire repair place or a gas station, this is a good option. And we're going to talk about this a little bit more. And let's go check this one out. Let's check out the Gobege heavy duty air compressor. Now the Gobege 12 volt air compressor. Now when I'm saying it's 12 volt, is that you can use the alligator clips, and the cord is about, I want to say 6 feet long. So you could plug this into your car battery and place the compressor somewhere on the ground. And I will also show you the hoses that are pretty long itself, and then you can air up your tires. But a 12 volt source will power this up. I've seen a lot of folks cut these cables and patch in a 12 volt cigarette plug or wire this directly into their fuse, and you wouldn't need these alligator clips if you didn't want to. So that's an option, to wire this directly into your 12 volt source. The 12 volt air compressor, this thing puts out 6.35 CFM. Now they consider it a heavy duty compressor, and it puts out a max PSI of 150 PSI. When you purchase your compressor, like I said, you're going to get the 8-foot power cord, the battery clamps, and then you're going to get a 26-foot air hose, and that's it right here. And on this air hose, you're going to get one nozzle adapter, and that's here right here. And like I said, on my other air compressors, it does come with a 4-tire adapter, but this just comes with one adapter on here. And then it does come with a nice PSI pressure gauge where you can monitor your pressure of your tires. And then of course you can release the pressure with the pressure relief button back here. So, and then of course you get a carrying bag with it as well. Now this air compressor and its accessory kit are an important part of an off-roading kit. It's always good to have in a bag so you can grab it instead of, you know, grabbing the cords or grabbing the hose. So if you're looking at the size of the hose from the Gobege and the Morflate, of course the Morflate's going to be larger because I'm inflating 4 tires versus 1. And then the connector, the Gobege's just got like a regular bicycle single valve pump head. And then of course the Morflate is going to be more of a quick disconnect because you're dealing with higher pressure. The compressor itself is housed in an aluminum shroud, and it does have vents all the way around to dissipate the heat, because these things do get hot when they're running. And then on the top here, there is a handle that goes straight from the compressor head, and then it runs out into the quick disconnect. And that is the handle. So this thing does get hot. So what they did is they shrouded the handle with some holes to dissipate the heat. So kind of watch, if you're running this for a long time, this may get hot, but it does give it like a machine gun look to it, because that's how they dissipate the heat through these holes. So overall, it's a pretty sturdy unit. It looks like it's built pretty good. And for those, like I said, this thing puts out about 6.53 CFM, cubic feet per minute. So for those who don't know what CFM means, cubic feet per minute refers to the flow emitted of air by off-road air compressors per minute. So bigger the tire, the higher your CFM should be. Now this air compressor puts out 6.5 CFM. So the bigger the tire, the more CFM it's going to take to put in there. Now, air pressure is a lot different. Air pressure is PSI. PSI stands for pounds per square inch, and it refers to the air pressure provided by the compressor. So higher the PSI value of the compressor, the faster the tire will inflate. And then let's talk about the duty cycle time. The duty cycle time of the off-road air compressor refers to the ratio of switching time of the off-road air compressor in the optimal continuous operation. So let's say, for example, a compressor with a 30% duty cycle time runs continuously for 30 minutes per hour, needs to be cooled more frequently. So the larger the tire, the greater the need of off-road air compressors with higher duty ratios. So these air compressors have a continuous run time of 40 minutes at 40 PSI. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hook up our Gobege air compressor. We've got our power hooked up to our battery right back there. A 12-volt source using the alligator clips. And we'll go ahead and let's put some air in our tires, and let's see how loud this air compressor is. They say it's 70 decibels, but we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and connect, quick disconnect right there. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and hook up our air. Okay, and right now we are showing let me go ahead and let out some air. Let's bring it down to 25 just to show you guys how long it takes. All right, so we've got about 25 to 35 PSI in my tire. So let's go ahead and start the air compressor. We're going to put about 60, 65. That's what the ProMaster calls for. Man, it moves up pretty quick. We're already at 62 and coming up on 65. And we are there. All right, the only drawback I found that the rubber feet did not prevent it from moving all over the back of the surface. I had to actually put it on the ground, but it also still moved. So keep that in mind. So we covered what types of air compressor would suit best for you. But today, since we're talking about the Gobege, let's talk price. The price for these start off about 160 bucks, and that includes the hose and the bag. Now, the Morflate 10.6 and the Tozalaz, they are dual head compressors. We're going to be talking about close to $350, to $400 for that compressor, and the hose kit is separate. So by the time you get done, we're talking about $450, $500, and then $300 to $400 on the Tozalaz. But the Gobege, I mean, it's a single head, single hose, half the size of that, so you're going to be paying half. We got a bee or a wasp. So the Gobege is going to be half the size of those air compressors. So we're talking about $160 right here. All right, gang, my overall impression of this compressor. The con is it is only a single head, but that's not a big deal, because if you're looking to leave this in your vehicle, your trunk, or the back of your bed for emergency purposes, or just to inflate one tire at a time, it's not a big deal. I was really surprised how fast it pumped up my ProMaster van tire. Like I mentioned, it'll pump up a tire to 38 psi, a 35-inch tire, in about a couple minutes. So that's not a big deal. If time constraints isn't a big deal for you and you do one at a time, well then, there you go. The other con is it's a little louder than the 10.6 Morflate and the 4x4 Tozalaz, but when you're outdoors or you're pumping your tires up in a real life environment like off-road or on the roadway, noise doesn't really matter. So the pro to this, it's a little smaller than the other compressors. It does come with a bag, it does come with the hose, and it does offer a decent sized cord, heavy duty base, and the price point is only $160 versus several $100s. So would I recommend this? I would say yes, if you're looking to leave this in your vehicle for emergency purposes or a single tire inflation. If you're looking to take this off-road for on and off-road tire air up and air down on a constant basis, probably not, because this thing is going to be working its butt off. I would go with a dual head. So I want to thank Gobege for sending us this air compressor for testing and review. I will put the links and description in the box below. Got any comments, go ahead and send them my way. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you are a first-time viewer, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right up there, and hit that bell notification and that like button, and then hit all notifications. Other than that, until the next video, this is Semper Gumby out. Mosquito! God, I can't wait till the fall. Anyway.